In the ever-evolving world of WWE, where storylines twist and turn on a weekly basis, one of the most intriguing developments currently brewing involves former women's champion Alexa Bliss and NXT standout Tatum Paxley. Recent SmackDown appearances and character developments have fueled speculation that both stars may be at the center of something bigger than initially imagined. Could we be witnessing the early stages of a dark new alliance, or perhaps even a major addition to the mysterious Wyatt Six faction? Let's break down the key elements, fan theories, and potential implications of this rapidly growing storyline. Alexa Bliss's quiet return and cryptic motives. After an extended absence, Alexa Bliss made her return to WWE programming with a surprising appearance on SmackDown. Her return was not heralded by fanfare or an immediate major storyline, but rather through subtle actions that hinted at deeper intentions. Bliss helped Zelina Vega during a tag team match, stepping in when Vega desperately needed a partner. Their chemistry in the ring was immediately noticeable, and they even picked up a victory together. This seemingly random pairing has raised eyebrows, particularly because Bliss rarely acts without a purpose. Shortly after that victory, Bliss was seen approaching Charlotte Flair backstage for what seemed like a casual chat. However, in WWE, such interactions are rarely coincidental. Given Bliss's complex and often manipulative history, many fans believe she's carefully feeling out members of the women's roster. Is she testing potential allies for a bigger plan? Is Alexa Bliss targeting the women's tag team titles? The timing of Alexa's return and her actions suggest a strategic motive. One widely discussed theory is that Bliss has her eyes set on the women's tag team championships, currently held by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Bliss and Morgan have a storied history, with seeds of a potential rivalry planted as far back as January. If Bliss is planning to challenge for those titles, she would logically need a dependable partner to counteract the dominant and cohesive team of Liv and Raquel. This brings us back to her recent interactions. Zelina Vega, who teamed successfully with Bliss, could be a candidate, but fans also noticed her approach to Charlotte Flair, which could imply that Bliss is evaluating top-tier talent to find someone capable of standing beside her in a high-stakes championship pursuit. While Flair is a decorated champion and a force in the ring, she has often been portrayed as a lone wolf. Could Bliss be convincing enough to bring someone like Charlotte into her fold? The NXT connection. Enter Tatum Paxley. While SmackDown offers a deep roster, fans and insiders alike are also looking toward NXT for potential partners that would align more naturally with Bliss's current character arc. The standout name? Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley has undergone a significant transformation during her time in NXT. Initially appearing as a spirited underdog, her character has evolved into a more cryptic, eerie persona that thrives on isolation, emotional trauma, and a deep yearning for companionship. Paxley's recent storylines have portrayed her as someone desperately seeking connection, a thread that closely mirrors the tragic, gothic themes that have been central to Bliss's character since her dark transformation during her alliance with Bray Wyatt. The rise and fall of Chemical X Tatum Paxley seem to have found that sense of belonging with the Chemical X faction, a dark and mysterious stable that included Gigi Dolan and Shotzi. This group, while short-lived, gave Paxley a sense of stability and camaraderie she had long been searching for. They were unique, eccentric, and dangerous, a perfect trio that thrived on chaos and a shared outsider identity. Unfortunately, WWE's latest round of roster cuts hit the faction hard. Both Shotzi and Gigi Dolan were released, effectively disbanding Chemical X and leaving Paxley emotionally shattered and professionally isolated. To make matters worse, Paxley's real-life husband was also released from WWE, compounding her sense of abandonment and loss. Paxley's on-screen reaction has been raw and visceral, culminating in a disturbing moment where she nearly gouged out her opponent's eyes in a post-match outburst. WWE has leaned heavily into this narrative, portraying Paxley as a dangerous loner spiraling from grief and betrayal. The perfect match, Alexa Bliss and Tatum Paxley. Given these developments, it seems almost poetic to pair Paxley with Alexa Bliss. Both characters share a deep affinity for dark themes, an affinity for dolls, and a psychologically tormented backstory. Bliss, once a cheerful, pixie-like character, descended into darkness during her time with The Fiend, and hasn't fully emerged from that shadow. Paxley, meanwhile, has fully embraced her darker instincts, making her a natural counterpart to Bliss. This potential partnership would offer a rich tapestry of narrative possibilities. Bliss, always the strategist, could find a fiercely loyal and emotionally dependent ally in Paxley. Paxley, meanwhile, could find the friendship and mentorship she's been desperately searching for in Bliss. Together, they could become a haunting and formidable tag team, uniquely poised to challenge the likes of Liv and Raquel. Could Paxley join the Wyatt Six instead? An alternate theory gaining traction is that Paxley might not align directly with Bliss, but rather with the enigmatic Wyatt Six. This faction, built around the legacy of Bray Wyatt and led by the mysterious Uncle Howdy, has been slowly assembling a group of emotionally broken and socially isolated superstars. The recruitment strategy is consistent. Seek out those who have been rejected, abandoned, or overlooked. Paxley fits this mold perfectly. Uncle Howdy has been subtly trying to lure Alexa Bliss back into the fold ever since February, using cryptic messages and eerie signs during her matches. But Bliss has thus far ignored these calls, choosing instead to engage with SmackDown's roster on her own terms. This rejection may eventually push Uncle Howdy to shift his focus. And who better to replace Bliss than someone who embodies everything the Wyatt Six represents? Tatum Paxley, a Wyatt recruit in waiting. Paxley's storyline perfectly aligns with the recruitment patterns of the Wyatt Six. She's isolated, emotionally scarred, and desperate for connection, qualities that would make her a prime candidate. Joining forces with Uncle Howdy and his followers, which potentially includes the likes of Nikki Cross and other wayward souls, would give Paxley the family she's yearning for. This direction could lead to an even more compelling twist, a future feud between Paxley and Bliss. If Bliss is enraged by the Wyatt Six replacing her with Paxley, she may feel personally betrayed. Such a storyline would pit the original Dark Princess of WWE against the new blood, offering fans a psychological thriller of a feud rooted in jealousy, abandonment, and identity. The possibilities ahead. Whether Paxley teams up with Alexa Bliss or joins the Wyatt Six, the creative potential is staggering. If aligned with Bliss, their team could challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships and disrupt the current hierarchy in the women's division. If Paxley becomes part of the Wyatt Six, her character could gain depth and prominence, potentially positioning her as the next breakout star from NXT. Moreover, these storylines offer much-needed complexity and depth to the women's division, which often suffers from underdeveloped characters and short-term feuds. By intertwining personal loss, psychological trauma, and the search for belonging, WWE has an opportunity to craft a long-running and emotionally resonant narrative arc that captivates fans. Final thoughts. The WWE Universe is buzzing with speculation about what the future holds for Alexa Bliss and Tatum Paxley. Their stories, while unfolding in different arenas, are filled with parallels that make a potential crossover feel not only possible, but inevitable. Whether through alliance or opposition, these two characters appear destined to intersect. As always in WWE, nothing is certain until it happens. But the potential for a compelling, character-driven storyline that reinvigorates the women's division is here. And if WWE plays its cards right, Alexa Bliss and Tatum Paxley might just become the most talked-about duo or rivals in the company.